Welcome back to the Ultimate Wolf. Today I'm reviewing the Takara Tomy Transformers Generation Selects Super Megatron, as you can see right in front of you. Quickly talk about the character's history. Well, at least this version. History. But let me do that. I hit the flip camera on accident. But yeah, for Wednesday night I'm not streaming. Wednesday I'm not streaming. Thursday I got Legacy Metal Hawk review. And Friday will be more Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. I almost said the previous one. I did pick this figure up at TFCon Los Angeles last year. Granted, I wasn't doing reviews at the time, or I would have done the review eventually, but I didn't do reviews since I just moved into the house. But since I've been over here for about a year now. Also, that was my first TFCon. I also did pick up, well, that year I already reviewed those items, the Optus Nox figure, the Fans Hobby, the MMC Optus Nox, and then also the Fans Hobby Bees Arson, aka Pyro, and then that DNA upgrade kit one. And obviously, this year I picked up the Quick Switch, that Tiger, the G2 Grimlock one I reviewed before I went on my trip. With also the MMC Rewind, the Fans Hobby Boss Man one. And then the CDL Toys R Us. I was just forgetting what figure was that last one. But yeah, I did get those three from this year's TFCon. So yeah, I'll definitely see what I get next year. So let me go into the history of this version of Max, because there's different variants of Max. As yes, there's no dog hair included. So there's a comic called, I don't know what the comic was called. Hey Adam, see Adam, you can still chat here, hooray! All right, so there was a comic. In this comic, you did see Optimus Prime. He would fight Megatron. Star Convoy, he would fight Megatron. We got Optimus Prime, the Star Convoy, and the Power Prime storyline as Generation Selects. I never got him. And never got that version of him. And then they eventually released Star Convoy because he would kick Megatron's ass to defeat him. Megatron would come back with upgrades and making him Super Megatron. They would fight. I believe in the comic. I did really like on Robot Kingdom a little bit. The pictures granted in the Japanese. But in that comic you do see like Megatron only had robot mode and his jet mode. It's Space Cybertronian jet mode. You'll see what I mean when you see his jet mode. Well, then when he got upgraded into Super Megatron, he got his tank mode. And his jet mode, and then, well, he still had his jet mode and robot mode. He just got a new mode, and he had a new robot mode. So you get all three modes with this figure. Here, we'll see, but it is a good figure. It has the issues, but the tank mode's not the best. But granted, not all the three modes would have to be good. 4 modes would be good. There's technically 4 modes, but you'll see what I mean when we take a look at the figure. Just making sure I have the barrel placed right for this mode. But he does come packaged in jet mode, but I'll take a look at the box. Just double checking if I put this piece in right when I was transforming him earlier. But I'll show you the instructions. It's like Galaxy Upgrade Prime. No, it's not. It's not. Star Convoy, he actually had like a yellow star on his chest. But the Galaxy Prime was from the Transformers Cybertron TV show, or I believe it was a Galaxy Force he was in. But yeah, it's kind of like that. But this Prime had a different. Star Conway was a different design than the Galaxy Prime you mentioned. Because Star Conway was made before the Galaxy Prime. You know what I'm talking about. There are two different versions of Prime, but I know he had a different name in Japanese. Same concept? No, different concept. Different concept. Because the Galaxy Prime you mentioned, he has a trailer that combined with him. Star Conway didn't. And he had a star on his chest. He couldn't fly. Oh, Adam, next time we're hanging out, I'll show you pictures of both of them so you can get it. It's two different primes. It's two different versions of Prime. But here, I'm just checking. But there I have that piece right. It's two different characters. It's two different primes. They're not the same version. It's still Prime. It's just Star Conway version. All right, let's see the box. But yeah, like I said, I'll show you pictures later. Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm actually using a new mic, since the other one I was using started to break more nearly at the end of this video, so I'm using a new mic. And if it seems like I'm talking louder, it's because I'm actually speaking in the mic, like right now. When I'm not, the mic's away, a little bit away. But you can still hear me better. So, here's the box. You can see it says Generation Selects Super Mags right there in Japanese. You can see the outline of the robot mode. This is his normal Megatron mode, if I'm correct. Because he does, like I said, he has two Megas mode. Yeah, that's his normal robot mode. I have the figure right there. That's a teaser of his normal robot mode, but you'll see the figure later. And there you can kind of see it, but that's his head sculpt. Price was $140, but that's what I paid for it at TFCon. Transformers right here. Yeah, you can see Transformers, but that's the price I paid for it at TFCon. Top of the box. Transformers, Generation Selects, Super Mags. I also bought this one at the TF Source booth. Takara told me they had it like open and display. I'll get an image. Generation Selects. You're gonna see this later. I'll skip that. Skip that. Bottom of the box. Takara told me fence. Right there. So what is it? Takara Tomi's version of OnlyFans? So is Takara Tomy Fans their version of OnlyFans? Top box erase all. So let me show you the back of the box. Back of the box, you do see a Decepticon symbol, a bunch of stuff in Japanese, Chinese. I have no idea what you're saying, but it's probably a warning label and Pac-Man right there. So this is a slip cover. So you just pull it over, and there's the actual box. So it's a slipcover right there. You get Decepticon symbol, Transformers Generation Selects. Right there. On this side, you already saw it earlier. Transformers Generation Selects. On this one, Transformers Generation Selects. That's a script chart for me. But top of the box. Dude. I was joking. That was a joke about the OnlyFans. Takara told me Transformers Generation Selects. But yes. Yeah, I know you don't want to see his spike. So I'll kind of show you how he was packaged, if I remember. But granted, you open this up. It's taped. It's not taped like how some the Generation Selects are. You see there's that. Transformers Generation Selects. No. So this bit came out with it. At the top here, let me flip it around for a quick sec. Autobot symbol Generation Selects, but that's where the figure would sit. It was sitting like this, then you could see the figure. Well, that's how it was kind of sitting at display. And then they eventually, once they bought it, they put it in that little case, and they put it so that way you can see the figure. All right, I'm gonna close this up. I do not need the box anymore. Also, that's where your figure would sit. Right under that would be where your instruction goes. So yeah, that's it for the box. Let me just put this slipcover back on, because after the review, I'm gonna throw this box out. So that way I can make room over there in that one corner that has a bunch of boxes. But there's that. I'm gonna set that out to the side. And see, item there, it's hard to tell, but there's not really a bunch of docker as I say. There's stuff right there. Alright, let's take a look at his instructions. It comes small, you just gotta unfold it. So you can see it's this big on both side to side. And if I open it up all the way, the image is only on one side. Top, so you can see that's how the instructions are here. It's kind of the best. So he comes in jet mode. It tells you to go from his jet mode to his robot mode. From his robot mode to Super Megatron mode. From Super Megatron mode to his tank mode. In robot mode, I'll show this later, but in robot mode, I will show it later, but he does have optional faces. The instructions only do mention he has one face. Yeah, that's wrong. He has two faces. And optional headband, if you want to call it that. It is a good figure, but it does have issues. If you have the Titans Return Megatron mold, Titans Return Galvatron, this figure is a heavy remold of that. You can kind of see that in the knees and the lower body. And if you have the Titans Return Galvatron, it's a heavy remold. So there is the figure's jet mode. Here's his jet mode. Here, let me see if I can get you a full weak span. Here, so you can see it's a big jet. Like, there's the back to the front. The grinds there. And there's the wings. And there. Take a look at detail. You can see a cockpit right there. You can see the barrel. So he's going to shoot you. You can see like missile pods right here. You can tell these are going to be the arms. You can see how he's going to kind of transform. You can tell these bits will be the arms right there. So the wings. These bits will. There's the robot mode crotch, and then there's the thighs. And there's the feet. Underneath here, I'll get. It's going to kind of be hard to do. There, that's the best way I can do it underneath. And there it is from the top. So you can do. I'll quickly go over. You do kind of get. You can move these in, but I have to first do if you want, and these can bend in, down, and then these can also bend in and move up. But it's supposed to be out like this for his jet mode. I mean, it's an okay jet mode. It's not the best, but I believe this is comic accurate. The treads right there, the red. But pretty much all these detail you'll see in other mode as I tap the barrel. Since the shoulders sit right there, the arms sit right there, it does kind of give him off balance. Also, that chest you saw when I showed you the undercarriage, that was the Super Max chest. I'll show you the robot mode, the normal Max chest. But so you can see there is his plane mode, jet mode. So you can see it kind of sits up at an angle, but no, it's fine. And it does look good. You can see the treads right there, but they do want you this is how it comes out packaged. So treads on top are weird. Yeah, but yeah, they are. But granted, if it weren't, it would just be this. If they weren't, which I mean that does even him out, but Adam, it's from the comic. It's the comic accurate version, so it's comic accurate. It's comic accurate with these up top. But granted, once it's your own figure, you can display however you want. So here, let me go get some comparisons. So here is, well, there's the jet mode. You can see it's big. Here is with the Titans Return Voyager Max, which this is an okay figure. Okay, it's an okay figure. And this is a Voyager, and he's still a Voyager. That's in here. From the tip, yeah, you can see it's basically half his body. Either like it ends right here where we're having it, so right behind the wings. It's here. Oh, there. But I mean, the Titan's Return was good for it at its time, but it wasn't good. But the Titan's Return was also a triple changer. It had robot, jet, and tank. It's the same as this one, but this one is more comic accurate. This one's just based on their own designs. Well, is a pre-tool for the other Blitzwing mold, which that's been out ages ago now. But if you adjusted that, you could kind of. I'm just going to quickly show that, but there if you wanted to, so you can kind of get him at an angle going up. Yeah, you can see one has a bigger wingspan. There's that. I'll set him off to the side. I'll get him put in robot mode later. Where's that? He is. But Adam, there is another reason why they want you to have the legs like this. So let me show you why. So if you notice, this is a flight stand port, this little port. But I know that's a flight stand port. If you have it this way, a flight stand, he can't work on the flight stand. Like here, I did get one of my flight stands. Like, see, it would just go like that, and he's just gonna fall over. But if he's flipped around, let me rotate the legs around. Hold on, the legs just came untapped when I did that. Let me make sure the legs are connected. Okay, but so with the crotch pointing up, with the wheels up, there's the port. It's now centered more at the bottom, so you can. Come on. And so I'm doing this with the camera in front of me. When I was testing it earlier today, I didn't have a camera in front of me. There, so you can get him at a down angle. Here, let me get him a little bit more straight. Yep. Here, so you can see there's a little better full body shot in here, so you can see with the Titan's Return version, just again, just so you can see. Which, yeah, you can see the Titan's Return is smaller. Look, granted, that this whole bit right here, that forms his fusion cannon. That is, let me rearrange it. Fix that. That doesn't form his fusion cannon, that is his fusion cannon. But, yeah, you can see it's big compared to him. Set you off to the side. So yeah, you can see it's big. I'm just going to quickly transform the Titan's Return back into his robot mode. And then I'll transform the Generation Selects one into robot mode. And this figure, well, the Generation Selects has been out for, 3 years now? Sorry, this cord got tangled up. Okay, I'm going to quickly just transform the Titan's Return into robot mode, which is not a good figure. That's why I rarely bring him out in reviews. It's once in a blue moon I bring this figure out. It's not a good figure, in my opinion. I have a Cyber Battalion figure just blocking him. You could see his cannon. But yeah, this Max wasn't a good figure. Well, the Titan's Return wasn't a good figure. The Siege was way better. And the Super Max is way better than both. No, depending on your preference, too. Let me just finish up. There, I'm just quickly doing the arms and the legs. I already did the head on him. But yeah, I do like the Siege much better than this figure, which you will see the Siege in robot mode, but he's not a triple changer, so that's why I didn't bring him out in jet mode. I'm also just doing only one jet mode. I have 3 tanks with 5 for robot mode. You'll see who the 5 are, but I also don't have the 8 times return Galvatron figure, or I would bring that one out. I never got him. I never really saw him in the stores. Unless I did, I just didn't really like it. That was many years ago that this figure came out. All the times return line happened. Which was maybe 2014 it happened? 2015, around there? Or later. But yeah, I'll show you pictures so you can see who Star Conway is and see how accurate this figure is to his comic accurate. I'll do the pictures later so I'm not taking a break and doing that on stream. Okay, there. His feet are done. Well, the Titans Return one. His feet are done. And his chest is done. Just doing the cannon, and then that'll be it. But yeah, I don't like the Titans Return bags. I do know, obviously, the stickers at that time, they were peeling off on the Titans Return figures. Some of them I had to glue on, and some I even put taped on. Just to hold them. I never really got into Toy Axe back then. I did order a Toy Axe set, but it's not for this figure I'm holding. It's for another one that I reviewed a while ago. Or, well, I don't know if it was a while ago. Maybe weeks. At least it was weeks ago. I don't recall how many months. Plus, if I go see how many months it is, that would spoil what it is. And only one person does know what it actually is. What I'm talking about. What the figure is. Let's see, even stop by that live review. Alright, there, Max is done. Alright. And we don't know what Toy Axe is, but like I said, whenever I get the Toy Axe stuff, I'll explain it. See ya. So it's a big mystery right now. Alright, let's transform Super Max into his normal Megatron robot mode. So I do not need the fly stand anymore. You can get back to the side. So you want to just see how okay, so there's 2 tabs. I knew that wasn't in frame. So you just want to grab it at this hinge and untab it, bring that up. This is the fake chest, we'll fix it later. Do you want to bring these up on his shoulders? Just bring them forward. Come to the back, remove. Just swivel. So that way that bit comes off. I do have the instructions right next to me, so I'm looking at them. Straighten out the legs. Flip out the feet. And then flip these bits in. And then, rotate them so that way they're pointing forward. Granted, I'm pretty much not following the instructions, but you get the idea. Flip the feet down, but I do like how the treads fill out the back. The legs. Rotate the waist. 180. Right there. So that way the crotch is pointing forward. Flip these back, because that will sit on this back like so. Plus, if I do it this way without like really following the instructions, it goes quicker. About the fist, I'll do the head / chest in a sec. There's the arm done. Arm done. Arm done. Straight out. Oh, bring down. Flip out this joint. There's this head. Flip this bit 180. And push that up. And there you have Super Megatron, or you can say just this version is just Mags, and the other version is Super Megatron, Super Mags. Also, yeah, let's put his cannon on to his back. So the cannon, there's a heart right there, well, 5mm pack, a hole right there, 5mm pack. Ports in the hole, you just get them lined up, and there is your this is your Megatron version. Is it me, or is the camera like kind of angled? Because it looks kind of angled to me. There, that might have fixed it. Alright, so this is his Super Mags. This is his Mag Robot mode. I'm just calling it the Max Robot mode, but I do call the other mode Super Max. I do personally just flip these back, and so that way they're out of the way. So these bits are out of the way, and then I do flip them out for Super Max. Oh, just to give it a little more differences in the robot modes. Kind of Gundam style, yeah, kind of Gundam. You can see how he looks, you can see the red eyes. Here, let me get the camera a little up. I'll do full details in a sec. There. You can see the red, there's the brow, you see your brow, the head sculpt. Right there. See the mouth? There's that. So the head. The side, it cleans up good. Granted, I do have these bits down. There. There. I mean, the backpack does clean up good. Granted, it's going to be back. Yeah, granted, once I have the cannon. There's the crotch. And then there's the legs, which you saw in the jet mode. There's the feet. Like I said earlier, I do like how the tank treads fill out all these ones for the back of the tank / front of the tank, fill out the back of the feet, fill in that gap. So that's a nice little bit of detail. Okay. So here, let's do articulation real quick. Head can look side to side. It can look that far up and down. Now, I will say this now. The Super Megatron posability is the exact same. It's just a little limited with the arms going up. With the arms, that's it. You can't do a full 360. Arms going to go out on the ratchet joints. If you can hear that, I can do it again. There, so you can see her the ratchet joint. Bicep swivel, full 360, no issues there. And you do have a peg there, so if you want, so you can put the cannon there too. Double bend, so here's just the first bend, so you can get right there, but if you use that second bend, you get that one, or if I just use the base second one, if you use that second bend, you get the double finish. Only bumper is hollow forearms. Yeah, but if you see how he's posed right now, you don't really see the gaps. You don't really see the gaps. They kind of blend in at certain angles. Like, you can't really see the gap. This is all he does have a waist. The hips, these bits do get in the way. But in the Super Max, they rotate more freely. The wings do. Hip can go that far forward, no issues there. The back is limited. Can he do the splits? Also, this arm is the exact same as the left arm. Yeah, you can. And also, due to transformation, the fist won't bend in. Knee bend right there, so you can see you get full knee bend. Well, a single bend. There. Feet can go that far back. Forward's limited. And yes, it does have a rocker. Granted, the bottom is also hollow, but you don't really see that except for team mode. So, but I do know there was a company who made fillers for him. I never got that, as you can tell. So I might track them down and get the filler kit to make him less hollow. Alright, for comparisons, here is the Titans Return Megatron. You can, here. Let me just make sure he's standing as this. But there he is with the Titans Return Mags. Right there. The Decepticon symbol on the Titans Return failed off. Same for Jet Mode, but there's a solid put tape on that. There's the Titans Return Mags. I mean, that's an okay figure, too. But like I said, I know, well, I'm lowering the camera, but for this, here's the Core Class Mags from the Kingdom. Just so you can get a sense of scale if you have one that's lame with Core Class. Or Legends, if they scale that well. And maybe the bumper might be fixed with the Super Max mode. Alright, here he is with the Earthrise Deluxe Wheeljack. So you can see how he scales with the Modern Deluxe. And here he is with the previously mentioned Siege Megatron. Which, yeah, you can see he's around the same height, but... And just because here he is with an Optimus Prime, the G2, or as I've been calling him, the G2 Prime, but the Laser Optimus Prime. So you can have a Max and Prime facing each other. There's that. Send the bezel left to the side. Also, I'm going to say this now, the Super Megatron size does not get bigger. He's this exact same size, so I won't be doing the comparisons again, just to save time. But here, if you want, you can swap the cannon to the other side. It's on that port, it's on that peg area. Now, you can swap it, because there was that little peg there, if you want to. Do it, or I'm not sure if you could, I never tried it. Okay, no, yeah, I might have been wrong, you can't even put it there from what it looks like. But I think he only used his cannon on his right arm. Okay, you can get in. It is just a tight fit. But Megs is usually known for having his cannon on this right, on his left, on his right arm. Yeah, it's not, it's a loose fit. And you see it. You see it's like ejecting itself. Alright, there's that. Let me put it back on. Alright, so now let's get Megs into his super mode. So I will do my own way again. So if you hate how this cannon is kind of long compared to him, as it should be more sitting a little bit more up, they do fix that. So we're basically just working on his upper body. And so I'm not following the instructions. So if you haven't, now you want to bring the shoulders back up with the wings out. Wings out. Come to the back. Bring these out. Out. So that way now he can fly. Come to this cannon. The instructions do tell you to put it on his right arm. You'll see what I mean. So you want to open the barrel from the front. Make sure he's balanced. You want to open the barrel. Here, let me remove it so that way I don't have to worry about him falling over while I'm doing that. But this will fix the cannon. I will do the head and chest after I do this. So here's the cannon. So you just split at the front. Halfway for now. That will peg into its own sides. So now you're going to come underneath and flip this out. And now you're going to want to flip this bit out. Remove it. The easiest way I found is by using a nail and pushing it right there, pushing this out. There, like that. So you can, granted I just did it off camera, let me lower the camera. So I just grab my fingers right there and I just push it down. Once this is fully open, there, I got it out. And then once you're done with that, you can close this back up and then flip this little bit down. That way you don't see like the hollow gap right there. It hides it a little bit, but it hides it. So now we're going back to Super Max. Granted, the cannon, it just pegs on the same side, but now you can see the cannon is a little bit smaller. Let me just bring that wing back. Cannon is a little bit more collapsed to his forearm, as you can see. And granted, once you have the wings out, you're going to have to kind of bring those back since they bump into the cannon. And now there's ports on that. You can peg a little bit the gun in a little missile bit. This into any of the pegs. You can peg it into his hand so he can wield it as a handheld gun. Okay. You can peg it onto this fist on the right side, on this left side. Sorry, it's opposite for me. Since you know, how it is for me, it's opposite for me. I'm not sure if it can go in this port. I never really tried it. It's tight, but you can. It can go on any of these ports, the three ports. Or it should be able to, and it kind of looks like not. Yeah, it can go in the ports, but they do, and it can obviously peg into these ports back here. Okay. No. Just stop playing it forward. Fix this balance. There you go. Okay. we're almost done with the Super Max mode. Just bring that back. Okay. There, he's stable. Okay, and there's supports on the shoulders. So they do tell you to put it on his left. On his right side there. So that way now you get the 3-barrel right on top of his shoulders. Okay, let me just give him a little bit of a back arch there. Here you can see there's that. Here I can also bring the camera slightly up, but we're going to work on his chest. Okay. Me also just making that. Also, the hip skirts can move out for to help with the hip articulation. Okay, so for the head, so lower this and flip it 180. I find it best to leave it open and do this. The instructions show you with it rotating with the chest closed, and then you do this bit. So you want to which is kind of like a rocket launcher. You can see there's 3 barrels, and that was the bit inside of it. So for the head, so you want to open this up, and now you just want to rotate the head crest. Kind of a rocket launcher, I'm not sure. So you just want to rotate the head, rotate this bit around. Easier said than done. Granted, I'm doing it with the camera in front of me. There, see, now you can see. This is the new symbol. It's just a red square. While and this is the normal one. Yes, I know the chest is still open. I never closed that. So you can see it kind of looks like an N. Yeah, it looks like a N with like a line crossed out through it. But, so that's that. I do also show you this later when the steps. Flipping his head around, so you can, if you grab the base of the head, rotate his head around. See, you can see, if you've seen the Bay verse, you've seen the Bay films, you know, well, the Last Night specifically. You know what head this reminds you of. This is its own design for its own design. The head, and that looks like the Last Night Megatron battle mask. There's the horns that are in. I do have that Last Night Max, but he's over there off to the side. Which hopefully we can get a new Last Night Max Studio Series. Speaking of that. But, and let me just get him rearranged. And there is the Super Megatron. Fully armed up. So you can see you're just changing the gun around, putting that on there. Bring out these wings. Bring these up if you don't have them. Flip around the chest, also flip around the heads. And the head crest. But there is the new Super Megatron. Like I said, the articulation is the same. Only bit is this bit can't go all the way up. Can go out that far. And the feet are, the legs aren't exactly the same as its normal mode. And since you have that, and the wings. And now you also can have a 360 waist rotation now, since nothing is in the way. Granted, you can, I just have to rotate where I was holding it from. Granted, if you have the arm kind of like this position, that wing won't sit flush. So I'll show you how I pose him. And then I'll transform into a tank mode like I just said earlier, and not going to transform. I'm not going to do the comparisons. With the others, because I just did that and it's the exact same height, so that the height doesn't change. Since I brought this gun up, I can now give access to that. But you can say that's maybe a rocket launcher. Sure. You can see those little red circles right there. So you can say maybe that's a rocket launcher of some sort. For the new arm cannon, and while the shoulders is laser. Shoulder gun is laser. But also use your imagination in areas with the wings fully displayed out. There, but that's what the arm cannon becomes. Sorry, I almost put the mic in my mouth. But there, you can see there's that. And I do have like this hand a little bit out and then in. Just so it's just not like standing there straight down. Alright, now let's go into his tank mode. I'm just quickly, okay, that's where that goes. And he falls over. Okay, I was just checking something. Alright, so now I'm just going to put him back into his... Now the instructions do tell you to, yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong step. So basically how we're going into his tank mode, it's basically some bits that we use to get him into his robot mode, into his normal. How we use in jet mode, we're going to basically do a bunch of reverse of those bits. You want to remove that, you want to remove that, those bits, right there, bring out. You do want to flip that in, you do want to flip the head around. So just put that in. I'm just going to leave it on this side. You can also leave it with either head. I just did that for the review, starting with the base. And then close that back up. Flip the bottom out. You want to get your nail right there and flip that out, because that reveals like treads, so he's more stable. Hands, you just fold them back in and collapse them. Use that double joint and take it into the shoulder. Because this will sit at the back of the tank. Because yeah, this is the back of the tank I'm working on at the moment. You want to bring these bits up, and you do have the fins backwards. Bring up and backwards, though. That way they're pointing like that. Some bots. Some bits. Well, okay, so you do want the waist straight like this. You want to rotate the thigh so that way these are pointing out. And yeah, I have it on untab. I'll do these bits. So I'll just bring these up for now. So you can see there's a little like tab right there, and there is a slot in the knee. So you just want to get the knee lined up on that slot as best as you can. And also flip in the foot. You just want to get that lined up. So that means like that. I just realized that tread flipped in. Granted, I am not following the instructions way, just to save me time so I don't have to like really keep glancing at them. Okay, there, that's the front of the tank. That should be. Which, yeah, I just realized a bunch of it you can't really see what I've been doing. Yeah, that's the front of the. You know what? Let me do this. Because remember, I can angle the tripod down at an angle. There, so you can see that's the front of the tank right here. I don't think these bits are lined up. It's just hard to tell. They kind of do look like they're lined up. Alright, so here, you want to bring these wings in and flip them in. Tab them back into their robot, well, into his normal robot mode. And that's basically that tank. These will sit to the back. If you wanted to, you could flip them forward, they would give them a little bit. So that way, at least, that way, you know, he's not gonna rush. Alright, let's work on this bit. You're gonna do just basically put it in alt mode. So open this up. You want it like this. You do want to put the barrel at this top port. So with this bits down, and now just close this back up. Do flip that back up so that way it's low in the fence. And the port right here that we removed it from in robot mode, where it connected to for his ship mode, his jet mode, well, it'd be the same port that we peg in on for the tank mode. That will just sit right there in the port. And we're done. That's just. Let me get it a little bit more tabbed in. I do know Toy Hacks has a set. I do for this figure. I might get it. I might not. We'll see. Just double checking with the instructions because I'm a little confused. Nope, actually I had the turret done wrong. Oh, I had the turret wrong. You want it upside down. I just put it upside down, so that's easy. We'll fix. There, so that way that will sit up, because when you're going back into his jet mode, that just flips in like so. But you want to leave that up, close that back up, and now it will sit on these two pegs. Yeah, because you want that sitting up, and now this will peg on that port. Right there, where it pegged into his to his robot port, because that port's peg will go into that 5mm port. And then now that's his tank mode. It does, well, as you can see, it does not roll. I'm basically sliding it. As it runs, these dreads don't roll. Move like actual chain dreads do. But yeah, there's that. There's the front. There's the side, back. That will, and then there's the full 360. This can rotate full 360. I'm just showing it should be able to. It can. It just came off the peg. No, it can't. These little bits are. It can rotate halfway both sides, but the barrel can rotate side to side and up and down, up and down. funky. Yeah, you could say that again. Alright, I'm gonna quickly transform the other mags is that I already showed off into their tank mode so you can like get a little tank comparisons. As I just did. I kind of looks like these bits aren't aligned up there a little better. Alright, let me quickly transform these bags and to their alt mode, into their tank forms only. Yeah. And then I'll do the final thoughts after I do that. I'm going to quickly transform them. There, this one's about to be done. And then I'll do the final thoughts after when I'm done with the alt mode comparisons. Talk about what I have to say. Or also, I don't have a modern Starscream Voyager at least, because I do have a core class one. So that's why I'm not really bringing out a Screamer. I mean, I do have the Power of the Primes one. That's an okay version. I might track down the 86 one and go on that one if it goes on sale in my price, or I might. But that way I can at least have a modern Screamer to go on my Decepticon shelf. Or I'll look around online and see. But like I said, I gotta wait until after that Toyax stuff arrives. Okay. One Megs is done out of the 3 so far. Alright, here is the core class Megs. Megs right there. Yeah, this is a better angle for comparisons. Yeah, it's a core class, so you can see how small it is. Small it is, like, here. I do not have the crossover G.I. Joe one, or I would bring out that one in tank mode and robot mode. But there's that. But yeah, there's that. Now I'm just transforming the other 2 Megs really quickly into their tank forms. Yeah, I'm probably going to pick up the Toyax set for the Titans Return Megatron, so it at least looks a little better in my collection. All right, let me rearrange it. I have to order, not pick up, because Toyax is not in stores. Okay. Yeah, it is funky. I will give you that. But Adam, it's also based on his comic appearance. So you could say it's comic accurate. Why are you fighting me? I literally just transformed you before the review. Talking about the Titans Return Max one of the joints just fought with me. Now it's working. As it should. Or as it was. Okay, there, that bit's done. Yeah, the Titans Return Max wasn't the best one. Granted, that was a pre-tool for their Blitzwing, for the Titans Return Blitzwing. Like how their the Titans Return Optimus Prime was a pre-tool for the Blitzwing, the Sky Shadow for the Octane, but the Titans Return Prime was a pre-tool for Octane, the Titans Return Megs was a pre-tool for their Blitzwing, the Sky Shadow was a pre-tool for their the Overlord, for Titans Return Overlord, which I do have both of those figures in my collection. There, I'm just doing the arms, the last bit. I forgot if this bit stays up or moves down. I'll figure it out in a minute. Because it's been a minute since I actually transformed this Megs. Before I transformed him today. Just so I can, like, be in his alt mode. There we go. Here, now I'm just doing the opposite side, and then that's it. But yes, Adam, like I did say earlier, I will show you pictures of both the Galaxy Prime and of the Star Convoy, so you can see they're two different characters. But probably next time we hang out, which will be sooner or later. Well, that will be off stream, but yeah, you get what you mean. You know what I mean. And like the text I sent you before the stream. To the one after you stopped responding. Yeah, you know what I mean. That was in our DMs. Okay, I think this bit did have to sit lower. No, that's... Here he is with the Titans Return Voyager Megs. I did not like this thing. I mean, the thing was much better than much better than the jet mode. Put that back in there. CZ, there they are side by side, and fine. Back. It's back. So you can see how they look. Alright, you can go off to the side. I'm just going to do one last Megs quick transformation, and then I'll be done. I'm also going to mute the mic just so I can drink my drink. Alright, I'm just quickly transforming the Siege Megatron. No, I did not get the Earthrise one. I was fine with the Siege one. Earthrise version of Megs. Like I said, I was fine with the Siege version. Why did I do that? I didn't have to remove that. I just removed something that I didn't need to remove. Probably should have brought these bits back. It's been a minute since I transformed the Siege Voyager Megs. But I'm almost done with it. I'm just doing the legs transformation and I'm done. Okay, there, that's done. Now I just gotta do the last side, the other side. And I will say this, the Super Megatron is not Blast Effect compatible. If I'm correct, he released before the siege line even started, so if I'm correct. Because I know he was released in 2020, in 2022, in 2020, so I think that was before siege started. So that's why he's not really Blast Effect compatible. Okay, I'm just doing this last bit, and then he's done, and I can bring him in frame. Tab in the back. And don't forget to check your text in case but if you miss it, I can just tell you it on the PlayStation. When we hang out on there. Alright, here he is with the Siege Voyager Megs, which here, do this. Sorry, I was also checking the time on my watch. There. You can see the thing there. That's let me make sure they're back to back. Granted, one's more Cybertronian and one's more comic based. You can go over there. No. His barrel almost came off right now. It's moving in. But there's that. I'm not going to bring all three megs back in. Well, all three of the comparison megs back in one shot. I'm not going to transform the Laser Prime and Wheeljack into their all modes. But so you can see how they look together with the couple of the other megs. And yes, I do know, if you don't know, I do have the Bayverse megs, a couple of the Bayverse megs. I'm not going to bring them out just to save time. Plus, the comparisons, well, if they're like that stuff, I won't bring them out. No, just thinking it over. But yeah, I won't bring them out. I'll only bring them out if it, depending on the version. So like if it's, say, like a G1 Megatron, for example, I'll only bring out the more G1-y designs. But if it's Bayverse, then I'll bring out the Bayverse designs, not the G1. Just to save time. Save me transformations. But alright, let's go into the final thoughts. It is a good figure, like I mentioned before. It is based on it is a heavy remold of the Titan's Return Galvatron, which I believe the feet, the thighs, and the arms. That's pretty much, I think, what's the same. Everything else is new. Granted, they did remove the headmaster gimmick, which is fine. I think, yeah, the arms are, remolded, reused. But yeah, it is a good figure. Transformation's easy once you know what you're doing. It does hold together well. The articulation's good. If you want the design that was based on the comic book, then this would be the design. That design you want. Or just making sure everything was tabbed in together. It is a triple quad changing Megatron. You get the normal Megs robot mode. You get the Super Megatron robot mode. You get the normal Megs jet mode, and you get the Super Megatron tank mode. And yeah, that tank's gonna have the gap right there, but due to the way how it's engineered, But yeah, at least this can move. It has the different robot modes. All modes too. Yeah, granted, I don't display him in robot, and sorry, I don't display him in tank or Megatron mode or his jet mode. I display him in robot mode. It is a good figure. Not really any issues with it. I do like the optional faces, so you can have the more traditional mechs, or you can have the one that's more based on the Last Night design, which is a cool design. Hopefully we get S2 series figure on the Last Night Megatron. I mean, we already do have all the other megs except for that megs from the Stu series line, if you think about it. So we just need the Last Night version. And same with, except for the Optimus, because we do have the movie 1, 2, and 3 Prime, but we do need Age of Extinction, both the Invasion, and then his new truck form, and his they get 2 figures. But anyways, been the Ultimate Wolf. You can find the Ultimate Wolf on Twitch, the Ultimate Wolf on Instagram, the Ultimate Wolf on Discord. When it's Wednesday night, I will not be streaming. But on Thursday is the Legacy Evolution Metal Hawk review. Friday will be more Star Wars Jedi Survivor, probably the ending of that series too, because like I mentioned at the ending of Monday's recording, video only had 3 more bosses left, so we're pretty much close to the end. But yeah, anyways, I've been the Ultimate Wolf. And like I said, this has been the Super Megatron review.